Hey everybody, we thought as we start into this new year, we would show you or replay our best video from last year. Here you go, folks.
Hey everybody, welcome on back out to this backyard again today on this beautiful sunny day. We're going to do a Southern classic, and some of y'all are going to like it, and I can tell you some of you are not. And I'm going to kind of hold off just a little bit. We're going to do some deep frying, all right? So in here, I put 2/3 of a cup of flour and 1/3 of a cup of cornmeal. This is the way I like it. To that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper. We're going to add a tablespoon of onion powder and a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cayenne, and a teaspoon of paprika. I'm just going to add just a little more black pepper to that. I'm going to get this mixed up. We sure appreciate y'all popping in and watching us. We hope that we do something that's enjoyable, or y'all at least get something out of it. All right, we've got our dry mixed up. The wet is about 2 tablespoons of milk and a couple of eggs that I've got beat up here. So we've got the dredge and we've got the dry. What are we going to make? Check this out. Hey folks, getting this oil ready to do some deep frying. And what are we going to deep fry? And I got it in the pot. Why is it in the pot? We're doing chicken gizzards. Yep, chicken gizzards. Now, I take my chicken gizzards, wash them really good, and I boil them for about 2.5 hours. That's why they're in this pot. In a mixture of 50% beer and 50% water. And if you have to add anything to it, add beer, not water. The beer does magic things to the gizzards. And when you're looking at your gizzards, if you got any that have any really bad gristle, you can cut that off. But these were in pretty good shape. These are already boiled up. They've been drained, and we let them cool because we don't want to put hot gizzards in our eggs. We don't want scrambled eggs with our gizzards. So let's see if we can get this battered up for you. All right. We got those chicken gizzards in here. We've got our liquid. We got our dredge. I'm going to run pretty quick on that, but this is what your gizzards look like, folks. This is a gizzard typically out of the chicken. They're a southern staple, I would say. Don't know that I've ever seen a lot of them in northern restaurants, but you do see chicken livers a lot of times. I'm going to get these kind of drained off. Thrown in here. We don't have a whole lot of them, so we're going to try to do them all in one batch. Gizzards are something that brings back a lot of memories of my childhood. I grew up with some gizzards, and they just, I don't know, just something that I've enjoyed eating in the past. I've enjoyed cooking them. I've done these a lot of different ways where a lot of people don't even realize they're gizzards. And check my microphone because in past videos it didn't work. All right. I've done these in a couple of different ways. A couple of the ways I'm going to tell you, I'm going to turn you off and you're going to cancel me and never look at me again. I've ground these up really, really fine. Cooked them for about, I cooked them for about 4 hours. I grind them up really, really, really fine and I actually mixed them in spaghetti sauce. It was the meat in the spaghetti sauce. If I hadn't told you, and if I didn't tell the people that ate them, they might not know. But cooking the way I cook, you have to be creative, and you have to find ways to improvise, make things work. Things don't always go good. You get situations that you run out of oil, or you run out of potatoes, or something like that. And oh, by the way, Radishes are an excellent substitute for potatoes, believe it or not. Hey everybody, we're going to check our little temperature on our grease. We're not hot enough. You know, I get a lot of people that question me, I mean, can you really tell that by dribbling a little flour in it or something like that? And yes, you can. And to prove it to you, I know we're not hot enough. I didn't cheat. My wife bought this little whiz-bang scientific laboratory temperature doodally. If I pointed at that right now, I'm 275. So I said we wasn't hot enough. We come back, I won't cheat. I'll drop flour in there again, and I'll tell you if we're hot enough. How about that? Hey folks, let's check our grease. We're pretty close. Now, I didn't cheat. Y'all got to trust me. I'm not a cheater. I don't like these kind of things. We're at 347. We got some ambulances and stuff going down the road. We're 347, and I can tell you by the fire we have underneath there, we're climbing in temperature. Since we're climbing in temperature, we're going to go ahead and put these in there. You can tell by the fire I've got underneath there that it's going to be fairly warm. When you're deep frying on an open fire, folks, be very careful not to splash your oil out. That oil will burn. And it's not the fun thing like you see a lot of TV chefs do some flambe, whatever you call that, flamboy, whatever they do with that food. Y'all are laughing at me now because old country hick doesn't know what it is. Flambe. We're getting these in here. We're going to crowd our pot because we're definitely hot. And we're not worried about overheating things or not getting them hot enough. We're cooking pretty good. Get my hands wiped off. Getting this cooked up. Looks pretty good. I'm going to move our lid out of the way right here because we're probably going to have to pull that off the fire. It's going to get to cooking pretty hard, I imagine, with the fire we got underneath it. Deep frying on a fire is hard, folks. It's very hard to regulate your temperature. Deep frying in your kitchen, on your stove, where you can get your temperature balanced and you can get it good. Here, we have no control over the fire. We can move some coals around and do what we need to do, but we're going to have to just wing it and make the best we can. We've done it enough that we work through it. You can see our gizzards starting to float. A lot of things, when they get ready, especially fish, will get fairly buoyant. These will too. They're going to get brown. We'll bring a plate up here with a napkin on it. We don't catch the napkin on fire, so that we have a place to put them. Let's pull one of these out of here and take a look. We need a little bit more. These will cook a little bit when you pull them off. Now, you got to remember, you don't want them done as much as you want inside the grease. They're still hot, and they're still going to cook. A little bit more. It's a little yellow looking to me. All right, folks. Look at these. You can, believe it or not, I can smell the beer. Now, the beer's not going to be just overbearing when you eat them, but I can smell the beer. I can smell it. Let me get these out of here. And like I said earlier, we've got some special events that we're doing. We're going to have some in some different places this year. We're trying to get people to come by and visit us. We get a lot of people asking about how do we see you. We'd like you to come there and do things. We've got a lot of things in the works, but we're going to have some links below, or one link below, to Sullivan Creek Ranch. We've got some things booked up with them, and we'd love you to come out there and experience a night on the ranch. Man, folks, how does that look? Look at these. They're not super battered. They got just enough to give you some taste. You can do a chicken batter. You can do a liquid batter if you would like. I did a dry. You can do that different ways. I don't know if batter is the exact term, but you know what I mean. You can do a dredge however you want. I'm going to attempt to bite into one of these. Got some good crunch. They're very, very tender. Yeah, these are super tender, and they're great. Man, I'm going back for another one. Then y'all going to see me talk with my mouth full. Folks, that piece was hot. And I'm going to joke just a little bit. I don't do it very often, but I don't mind telling on myself. I got false teeth. You have to be careful when you get food. Unless it touches your tongue, sometimes you don't know that's hot. So you can bite into something and all of a sudden, boom, you're going. So y'all keep that in mind and be lucky you don't have them. It's so much better with your natural teeth. Chicken gizzards. I'm going to have them for lunch. And just sit back, relax, pop me a can of beer. I'm going to enjoy me some chicken gizzards. Enjoy everything you do. Be sure to stay in touch with us. We got a lot of things working. We got some surprises coming up for y'all. We got some places we're going to go visit. Y'all enjoy your food.